So, Mark, you're going to deconstruct the Doctor Who theme for us and show us the elements from which it's composed.
Okay, there are two sounds which make up the bass. One of them is this, which is a kind of swoop organ sound, which gives us grace notes to the bass line. And then there's the plucked string sound, which is what you normally think of as being the bass line. That's a sample string pluck, and every so often you can hear very subliminally a sub-octave which has been mixed in to emphasise certain notes. And when you mix those two together, you get the bass line that we're all familiar with. Then there's the melody sound, which is all the manually operated swoops and individual notes off the wobulator cut together, and there's a couple of different elements overlaid here and put through delay and echo to glue it all together. Added to that, there are some high harmonics which emphasise the higher partials. And again, you can mix those two together.
What's that sound that we heard then?
We think it was probably this strange mouth organ thing which had keys on it, melodica, I think they called it. And the combination of the two actually makes it sound as if it's an acoustic. And I think that's one of the really incredible things about the Doctor Who thing. It was all electronic, but it sounds as if it's got an acoustic.
The rhythm is provided by a couple of tracks of filtered white noise.
Those in the graphics, the clouds seem to come towards you.
Yeah, we were trying to give it a sort of Doppler effect. So as it comes towards you, the pitch goes up and it goes behind you. And one of those tracks is forward, so you get a sort of psst noise with a hiss on it. And the other one was reversed, so it went but then we put echo on that as well, so you didn't get any sort of hard drop-off ends.
And then we can slowly build it up from the bass line, track by track.
Just like being in a room with Delia, isn't it? It really is.
Every time a new producer came or a new director came, they wanted to tart up the title music, and they wanted to put an extra 2 bars here, put some extra feedback on the high frequencies. They kept on tarting it up out of existence. I was really very shocked with what I had to do in the course of so-called duty.
Brian, I think you need to comment on this spirit of resistance that Delia is showing here to being asked to kind of tinker with what we've all concluded is a pretty perfect creation.
Yeah, and Delia had utter view of perfection of it. She absolutely detested any alterations. The one she really detested was the awful one we did on the Delaware, just to see if we could do it. It was my idea, and as I said, it's one of those sort of ideas that should have been strangled at birth, because we were all embarrassed by how it ended up. Delia utterly disowned it, just as she disapproved of even later versions of the theme, apart from Peter Howells. It was, for her, an act of sacrilege to tinker with what she's so carefully created and Ron had so carefully written.